So you're browsing on Pinterest, you see a wonderful art activity. You know that you want to try it with your kids. You try it with your kids, it's an epic feel. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna teach you in 10 easy steps how to do art with your kids, get the most out of your art experience, and have fun learning through play. So if you're interested, please like, support, subscribe, and let's get into the video. So the very first tip that I have is to use every opportunity that you can to encourage and motivate your kids early on in the art activity. Stick around to the end because I'm going to share another point related to this that's also very important. Let them know that they are doing a good job. Wow, that's the perfect color for an octopus. And I know that there are some people who say don't encourage your kids. My kids are very motivated by encouragement. Start off with encouraging your kids something like this. And you're a smart girl. I love your red goat. The next point is your kid is already in a learning environment. They're seated, they're working with their hands, they're doing something hands-on. So take advantage of that to teach your child everything that you can think of about what they are experiencing. Asking questions, asking probing questions, extending the learning opportunity beyond just using their hands and motor skills development. They can learn so much about the art activity just by you asking a few questions.
Oh, I picked turtle.
Yes, and Wesley, you have primary colors. When you hug blue and yellow, it makes green. So you have primary colors. Mommy put two colors together so that when you mix them together, you'll have a green turtle. Mommy didn't have any green paint. What's your favorite color, my sweet?
I like blue.
I like blue too. What's this called? What is it?
That's a flower.
Yes, a red flower. The third tip that I have for you is I do, we do, you do. And this is something that I learned in ESL. Basically, I teach you how to do something first, we do it together, and then you try it on your own. Sometimes what I like to do is, if I see something wrong, I will show my children how to correct what they are doing. Wow, Charlotte, that looks fantastic. Can you hold this pencil right way? Yes, of course you can. You're a smart girl. Good job, Alexa. That's the right way as well. Especially when it comes to holding a pencil and those fine motor skills development. You want to call that out and help them correct the behavior because they're not going to know how to correct that and be ready for school unless you teach them. So teach them how to hold a pencil. I'd like to interrupt this programming to ask you, please, girl, to like my videos so that I can reach other moms. Thank you. Helping your kids learn how to do things the right way is pivotal for creating that foundation for elementary school and helping them have a solid foundation to grow upon. One of my old band coaches, because I used to actually play the trombone and the tuba when I was in high school, fun fact, he said, practice makes permanence.
Practice makes permanence.
If you practice it wrong, it will be permanently wrong. It's not gonna get better. But what you wanna do is you want to help your child develop that skill correctly so that when they're practicing it, they're perfecting it. Another tip that I have for you is keep your child focused on the task by constantly asking questions. This goes back to what I said about extending the lesson, but it really helps with focus when you say, what is that? What do you see there? Oh, did you realize what you just did? You just mixed two colors. Do you see how when you mix those colors together, you're making green? That's fantastic, Wesley. What color do you have there, bud?
I like white.
Oh, very cool. Next tip I have is always incorporate math, science, and language arts concepts while you're doing art. It's a lot easier than you might think.
1, 2, 3, 4 turtles.
4 turtles, that's right, Wesley.
Yes.
An octopus has 8 legs because octa means 8. Octa means 8, like octagon means 8 sides. Did you know that, Wesley? Another small tip that I have that you might not have thought of, reduce stress in your classroom by creating a yes environment. I've talked about this in my other videos. But for example, it's very frustrating as the parent when you see your child throw a marker lid on the floor or throw a paintbrush on the floor. So something that you might be able to do is hold on to all the lids or give them a designated tray, space, a utensil box so that they have a place for their things. You've kept the things that you know is going to create stress for you, and really thinking ahead and being strategic about what supplies you give them, how you give it to them, and where you keep the other supplies that you don't want them to lose, break, or mess up. Each child gets one of these. I got these from Dollar Tree. Next tip I have is to Encourage your children to problem solve on their own. They don't always need your help. Kids get very frustrated sometimes when their hands get dirty. I know my son is like that. They get very frustrated. And so what you can do is help them solve the problem. Don't give them the answer, but encourage them to think about how they can solve a problem instead of stressing out. And a lot of times I tell my kid, you don't have to whine, you don't have to scream, you don't have to cry. You have words now. We can think together, problem solve together, and figure out how to help you in this moment.
I like blue.
Remember what you do, bud. How can you solve this problem? You have paint on your hands. What can you do? You have an apron on. What can you do with your apron if you get your hands very dirty?
Wash the hands.
You can wash your hands or you can wipe them on your apron for now until we're done painting. That's perfect. You got it. Another tip that I want you to know is it's so much less stressful to already have everything set up for your art activity before you call your kids over. Have them playing in another room or do it before they wake up in the morning, whatever you have to do. Don't be trying to set up your art activity while your kids are in the room, because they're gonna be snatching markers, they're gonna be snatching paintbrushes, they're gonna be doing this and that, and it's gonna stress you out. Have everything set up and planned out so that you're ready to go when they sit down. The last tip I have for you is when your kids get agitated and stressed out, don't forget to redirect their behavior. Yeah, baby?
Mommy,
Want to make some handprints now? Paint, 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 paint. Wow, that's so cool. You got handprints. So what I like to do is if they're getting stressed out, they start screaming and crying about something, I'll say, wow, look at that. I didn't know that if you mix those colors that it would create this other color. Or, what? Look, a bird outside. Look right there. Promise you, it really helps to redirect them quickly, very quickly, before it starts escalating. Try your best to do what you can to redirect and get their attention off of what they were agitated about, especially if they're just being whiny. And don't be afraid to pack up the activity and complete the activity early if it's not working out. Guys, I hope these tips help you help your toddler be more productive in their art activities. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye. And so don't be alarmed if your kids start painting all over the place. You can set a boundary and say, Charlotte, let's not paint our arm, please.
No.
I know that seems very interesting to do.
I'm fine, Mommy.
You're fine? Okay, well, Mommy would like you to stop doing that. Press it onto your paper now. It's ready. They love to experience things. Okay, all right, well, Mommy will have to put your paint away if you don't follow the rules. Do you want to keep painting? Okay, great.